Having all said and done for composing music, for compositions, for singers who render these songs, the lyricists who write these songs, who give words to these songs, music is copied and pirated. So a legal issue has evolved over the years, more than a century old, and that is the copyright issue. Copyrights have been introduced internationally to look after the intellectual property rights of artists, writers, intellectuals, and so on. This is a legal issue, and its basic function is to control piracy so that somebody else does not benefit from the creative product of an artist or someone else. The laws of copyright, they vary from country to country, and the copyright law is enforced immediately after the completion of a particular product. And that product has to be in tangible form of expression. Tangible form, हम उसे कहते हैं जो product या तो हम उसको feel कर सकें या उसको possess कर सकें या उसको देख सकें, उसको सुन सकें, उसको हम tangible form कहते हैं, लेकिन वो किसी न किसी form में हमारे कब्जे में होना चाहिए. अब copyright जो है उसका scope क्या है? Copyright means that the whole control of that creative product is the owner of that particular item. It can be a producer who has invested money in that. It can be a singer who has sung that song. It can be a lyricist who has written those songs. But the exclusive rights is distributed amongst these three, mostly. Usually the producer is paid the royalty. Royalty is something that is associated with, is bargained on the percentage basis between the publisher and the producer or the singer. And internationally, the letter C is encircled. That is the symbol of copyright. Everything that is published in CD form, in record form, in cassette form, or whatever form it is symbolized with C in a circle, or abbreviation form COPR, which means copyrights, copywritten or copyrighted, or copyrights. It's an abbreviation of that. In music, the symbol P is used instead of C as copyright symbol. The letter P is encircled in music copyright because that contains gramophone records, that contains cassettes, that contains CDs, and whatever format it is in. So the letter P is encircled in music as a symbol of copyrights. Now, we have discussed the copyright issue, but it is mandatory for anybody who claim copyrights to get himself registered as a copyright owner of that particular product. So, internationally, a registration service has been established to get copyrights registered. Then copyrights can be registered online or through a licensing agent, whatever one chooses to get himself registered for copyrights. When the copyrights symbol has been placed on the product, it restricts the owner of that particular product who is sharing that piece of music. It restricts him from reproduction of that product, public displaying of that product, performing or creating that product. So these are all the copyrights holder rights. It doesn't give the person who owns that product to change or manipulate that product or the contents of that product. All he can do is he can lend it to somebody, जिसके पास वो CD है, जिसने वो खरीदी है बाजार से या किसी ने दी है, किसी को वो लेंड कर सकता है, अपने डिस्ट्रॉय कर सकता है, किसी को ट्रांसफर कर, लेकिन उसकी पब्लिक डिस्प्लेइंग, उसकी कॉपिंग, उसकी रिप्रोडक्शन जो है वो नहीं कर सकता। और अगर करना है तो इसके लिए उसने परमिशन लेनी है फ्रॉम द ओनर ऑफ दैट कॉपीराइट or through his licensing agent. And three elements have to be very clearly written on that copyright product before he claims his royalty or the copyrights fee for that product, the owner of that product. Number one is that it has to be symbolized with C or letter P in a circle, or COPR abbreviated. Then he has to mention that the original work was produced in the particular year so and so. The mentioning of that year is important. And the third is the name of the owner of that copyright. It has to be mentioned on that product. Without these three contents, without these three elements being mentioned on that product, nobody can claim copyrights. So the original Copyright Act, when it started in the United States, it was protected till 70 years after the death of that creator. Till the 70th year has passed, it cannot be copied or reproduced or whatever. Somebody has to be getting the royalty of that product. हमारे यहाँ इसकी मियाद 50 साल थी. 50 साल तक after the death of that creation, when it was created and the death of that artist who created it, उसके 50 साल तक जो है वो उसको रॉयल्टी देना पड़ती थी. उसके वो मुस्तहिक होते थे रॉयल्टी के, उनका राइट था ये. सो ये वेरी करता रहा इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स के तहत कि क्या इसमें मुश्किलात हैं और क्या इसमें सिक्योरिटीज़ हैं कॉपीराइट एक्ट के तहत. इसीलिए हमें कंपोजिशन का जहाँ तक ताल्लुक है, उसकी नक्काली, उसकी पायरेसी जो है वो कॉपीराइट एक्ट के तहत प्रोटेक्ट की जाती है. तो इसीलिए ये आर्टिस्ट की प्रोटेक्शन के लिए ये लॉ इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ. और इसका मकसद था कि आर्टिस्ट जो कि आम तौर पे समझे जाते हैं कि वो तबका है जिनकी और कोई सोर्स ऑफ इनकम नहीं है, ज़राए आमदनी जो है उनका वही है जो उस क्रिएशन से उसको मिलता है. लिहाजा उसकी प्रोटेक्शन के लिए दुनिया भर में कॉपीराइट एक्ट इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ. और उससे डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज़ में तो ये बहुत ज़्यादा इन्फोर्स्ड है, लेकिन डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज़ में इसकी इन्फोर्समेंट जो है वो अब शुरू हुई है और काफ़ी हद तक इसके प्रोटेक्शन और उसको हिफाजत मिली है क्रिएटर को.